and welcome to another episode of the Wikid Weekend podcast. My name is Michael. I'm one of the Wikid co-founders, and I'm joined today by a number of the creators. We're in our first segment here. We've got Jeremy Lott and Ibai Canales. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Buenas tardes.
What are you doing on this fine Saturday morning/afternoon?
Well, I'm reading a little book here that someone did the cover for.
Ooh, tell us more.
It's kind of like John Mollison's take on John Carter, but not, I mean, it's similar too. I'd say it's like almost like John Carter meets a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court. But I think this was Canales' first painted cover, or I don't know. Can you tell us more about this?
I was going to say that cover rings a bell, and turns out it was me who did it. So yeah, I was contacted by John Mollison via Twitter, and he told me, "Hey man, I'm looking for someone to like paint a cover for my novel. Would you be interested?" I was like, "Sure. Yeah, just tell me what it's about." And he gave me the basic plot outline. Gave me a couple of character descriptions, and we went on from there.
You mind putting that up to the screen again there, Jeremy?
I will very gladly do that. Let's see if I can. There we go.
Man, that looks cool, man. You did a great job with so you did the colors there, or is that right? Or did you?
Yeah, that's fully digitally painted by me.
Okay, very nice, man. Very nice. Wow, I didn't know you did painting stuff like that, digital painting and all that.
You know, I'm
not much of a colorist yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like coloring. It's like a grind, and most of the times I'm just improvising because I know next to zero when it comes to color theory. But I like to try new stuff. I like to experiment. So yeah, I'm always happy when someone commissions me like a painted cover.
Are you doing any other stuff where you're doing your own coloring in the near future?
I don't know. Maybe if I have the time. The thing is that I'm on a really tight schedule right now. So if I think maybe Jacob Morris from Necromancer will want to make part 2, volume 2 of Tombstone Blues, like fully painted, at least like in tones. So maybe I would like to try that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really interested in seeing what happens next with that, because it was such a well done comic. I mean, even the lettering was amazing.
Yeah, that's on Jacob. He improvised that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you knocked it out of the park, and it's a good story. And I don't know, there's just a lot about that comic that is very underrated and that more people need to check out. You can actually order it right now on Indie Planet, people. So go get Necromancer Tombstone Blues.
Well, we'll definitely have to plug that link at the end of the show.
Yeah, I wish I had a copy of that I could. I mean, I've got one, but I have to go find it. I wish I had a copy.
I have one lying around somewhere around here. I will have to unearth it from my pile of comics.
And it's actually a really sturdy comic for what it is, because the cover.
Oh yeah, no, I was surprised at how like rigid and thick the cover was when I got it.
Oh wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, it's there's a lot of cool stuff coming out of the indie sphere, isn't there?
Yeah,
a lot of I remember Doug. I mean, he's a little bit bigger than he's still indie, but he's a little bit bigger. But what he did with his Bigfoot Bill hardcovers was, I love that.
Oh yeah,
detail on that.
That is basically his own indie company.
Yeah,
really.
Well, he did a lot of really big books with I think Scholastic, and he did like Newts and all kinds of stuff, and but it wasn't like, didn't do that well. I mean, it sold well, but you're not making that much per unit, and also it's fairly low production values. But then he decided to do things like this, and I can't even begin to show you how amazing this book is. It's I mean, you can see like the gold, you can see the gold edging shining, and it's just it's a beast. This is a beast of a book right here. And
that's a lot of nice touch. Yeah.
And the shipping was expensive, but he's the only one that I feel like justifies the shipping. I mean, of these that charge like $10 or more, right? It was a very impressive achievement. It's a fun story,
awesome.
And I'm looking forward to the second one.
So you're gonna be back in the new book then?
Oh yeah, I mean, why not? I also Bigfoot Bill. I really liked Bigfoot Bill, and I'm very happy to be getting number 2.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really good stuff. Like you're saying, there's a lot of cool stuff in the indie scene.
Oh yeah.
In fact, is there anything you guys are reading in particular right now?
Well, this is a
Anything you're
little
looking forward
this
to?
is a little self-serving, and so there is that. But I got to show you guys this. My
What
boy
do we got
Jason
here?
Meadows has got his Tales from Nerosville is out, and I'll show you.
Eurozone.
Yeah, and this was one of the best deals you could get in crowdfunding. It's you can see here. It's I don't know if you can see it, but it's a newsprint, but it's very well done on newsprint. It was done through the Alternative Partnership Program.
Oh wow, how
Yeah.
cool is that? Yeah.
Yeah, and let me see if I can find. Here's a full page thing. You can see one of the. I'm having a hard time centering this.
Is it a superhero story?
Yeah. It's like it's a city that is just full of heroes, right? And bad guys, and you basically, if you throw something out a window, you're likely to hit a superhero or a supervillain, and it's fun. But I backed this. I went hard in the paint for this book. I got it funded, and one of the things I did is I backed it at the level of an advertisement, and I thought I was going to have an Indiegogo to advertise, but I didn't. And so I said, well, why don't I just do an advertisement for myself? And so it's you can see the 9-panel grid here, and I'll read it to you real quick. Jeremy Lott has comics on the brain. His movie men rode and will again. And what will he dream up next? A Basque bar scene, a lost princess, a modern Icarus, mutation mayhem? Hard to say.
Oh man, that's great.
There you go. You become like a one-man comic making machine because people don't know what will be next. They're not saying, oh, he's just going to make another superhero story. They don't know what to expect. I like that.
Yep. Well, I got a lot of this stuff's been gnawing at me for years, so it's good to finally get it out. I also got him to do for the next Movie Man campaign. I got him to do pictures of all the movie men.
Oh, nice, dude.
So yeah,
Carl.
Yep.
I love these. They came out really nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. So, and for one of the tiers, I'm going to have several different tiers where you can, for X amount of money, you can get the comic plus all the movie men. And I've got several different artists that have done that. And one of them is Peter Samedi. Those are on the way. So
I love those, man. I love those Peter Samedi sketches, man. Gotta give me some of those.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. We actually have we have a number of Wikid characters that we did with Peter Samedi, and we're gonna collage them into a cover for the 3rd issue of the magazine.
Okay. Cool.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. It's incredible what he can put in those sketches. Like they're all like you call them sketches, but they're really detailed.
Yeah, and he says that they're 5-minute sketches, and you're like, Peter. Okay. Yeah, 5 minutes.
That's hella funny, huh? Oh man, but yeah, he does good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me.
I like his style. He's got that naturally sketchy. Sorry.
Right, it is very naturalistic. It's like I don't know. I just love it. It's it is sketch style, but it's just so detailed and so intricate. Almost.
Yeah, it's a style that I like because it's like really loose and it's like really alive. If that's the thing, you can see like the struggle. I really like.
Yeah, I wish he had. Obviously, this is not something this man hardly sleeps. I wish he actually had time to draw a comic, not regularly, but like once a year or something. If he could do a comic, I think that would be a wonderful.
Yeah, it's funny. We actually approached him originally to when we were doing the sketches, we approached him with the idea to do an actual full cover, and
Yeah.
that we would pay him for the full price of it. And he
Yeah.
said, I would love to do it, but I just don't have time for that. That's why I'm doing
Yeah.
these 5-minute sketches.
Yeah. Which I guarantee take longer than 5 minutes.
So he's already taking more time on it,
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a busy guy. He's
Indeed.
super busy. But I was happy to get what we got with it. And whatnot.
I think he's about to. I mean, it looks like he's going to get a lot busier with this. He's got alternate distribution coming out, and
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
the interesting thing, I we'll see how successful he is. So he's very frustrated both with Diamond, and he had a bunch of some alternate comics selling on newsstand distribution, and just the ridiculousness in that system as well. So it's like he basically thinks that all of the available distribution channels suck, and so that's one of the reasons he's doing this. And he thinks that he can create a method of doing this that doesn't suck, and I think he's right. And it's just going to be really interesting to like. I don't, if he just sells to some, like, a minority of comic shops, this will fail. But the way that it succeeds isn't to try to sell to all existing comic shops. It's to sell to, comic shops, liquor stores, anyone who wants to carry
dollar
those.
stores.
But yeah, lots of different places. And I think that's his success. I don't think comic shops are going to be the key to his success. I think places that you don't think of as carrying comics that just decided to try it, because you can't do that with Diamond. You can't just dip in, but you will be able to with Alterna. I think that's going to be where the real success or failure will lie.
I could see that. And he was just saying, he was just posting the other day, showing how Disney had comics in like a Target or CVS or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, look at this! It's great."
Exactly. And what he's saying is that the existing distribution systems he can't get his comics in those places. And the only way to do that is to create his own system.
Right, and that helps us out a lot too, because we want to break in just as he has been doing, so it'll be a big boom for us as well.
Exactly.
No. Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. That'll be such a big moment for Wicca Publishing. We don't have to go with Diamond distribution. I like that he's creating this alternative path for people.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of other people that do the same thing, and it's going to start small, obviously, but I hope it grows and grows and grows. Because Alterna, as he said, that like if I had to rely on just like comic shops, we would be screwed.
Damn.
but all the direct orders from people and crowdfunding and all that other stuff has just it's catapulted it up to where it matters.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're living in an age in which we're getting rid of the middleman, and we can like contact directly with the customer and the readers and all that. So that's both a good thing and a bad thing for comic book stores. Because you can always order the whole retailer deal from the indie campaigns, and you always have like Alterna who's trying to put books on the shelves. But yeah, we're in that risk of like letting like comic book stores unemployed because they're not seeing their cut of the deal. You know what I mean?
Well, Diamond is so bad that it's not just Diamond, okay, but Diamond is a real barrier to entry. Like, if I wanted to start a comic book store, because of Diamond, it would cost me a shit ton of money. I'd have to throw out a lot of money several months in advance and do the first 3 months of orders before I sold a single comic to anyone. And you only get decent discounts if you do high volume. And they also try to stick you with a ton of their previews, which I don't mind previews, but I'm just saying that sometimes that doesn't work out so well for the dealers. And they're also just notorious for they really play favorites with companies. And they've screwed the market in the sense that it used to be that I remember this in the 90s. If I missed an issue of something, I could say, "Oh, can you order that for me?" And my local comic store, they use Diamond, but they also use Capital City, and like another distributor, I think. And they'd say sure, and they could easily back order it for me. Diamond won't even do back orders for most companies. And so like what's happening is that unless you get in on the start of a series, you have a stranded effect, where people are like, well, I don't, why would I jump into this on issue 5 when I can't find issue 2, right?
Yep.
And that's all Diamond. They cause that problem by sucking at back orders.
Well, and they also don't really like when there's comics. What I've heard is when there's comics that don't sell, they don't they don't sell them back or buy them back, whatever. They just destroy them, and then the creators, the authors, don't even know how many units are really sold because of that.
But that's not Diamond. That's the graphic novel distributor.
I heard Diamond did that too.
I'm sure they've done some amount of that, but comics are bought on a non-returnable basis from dealers, right? So if I'm in a shop and I buy comics, I can't return them if they don't sell.
Right, and that's a big problem because, like, think about it with novels. That's not the case at all. With novel distribution, that's not the case. You can return those books and get, things that don't sell.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute myself. Talk to a buyer for a second. There's someone who just came to my house unexpectedly. I'll be right back.
A visitor has appeared.
Yeah,
a new challenger approaches. But what about you? I was actually wanted to ask you: Are you going to see your Saturday movie today? Are you there, Ebar? Ebar, can you hear me?
I'm not sure if I'm here or not.
I think you're here. Can you hear me?
You guys are roboting a lot. Am I roboting a lot too?
No.
Yeah, I don't know where I am, but I'm somewhere right. So yeah, please come again. What was the question?
Can you hear me all right now? Sorry guys, we're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, more or less. I can make out what you're saying.
Let me see if I can fix what's going on here.
Yeah.
No, not sure what's happening.
No, I'm definitely having some difficulties myself. I'm having the typical Spanish internet weekend internet.
Jeremy, are you okay?
Yeah, my aunt just decided to stop by the house unexpectedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear something. All right.
Canales is in glitch zone.
Oh, that's
he can't hear us. Exactly.
That's not fun.
Yeah, he's roboting.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and re-enter the StreamYard thing. Give me a second.
Sounds good. So I don't know what's our topic do at the moment.
Well, I was actually going to ask if he was going to go see any his Saturday movies, but he couldn't hear me.
Oh yeah, Saturday movies are important. This morning though, my daughter, she's 8 months old, right? And I finally decided I've given in and started using the television as a babysitter.
Nice.
And so this morning I was watching with her a little bit the first episode of DuckTales.
Uh-huh.
That was a fun one.
Oh, the one on Disney Plus?
Yeah, because you can watch all the old stuff.
Nice. Oh, so it's not the new one you're watching?
No, I was watching the original 1987 DuckTales.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah. No, I've decided that my daughter is going to. Sorry, in the back channel, Canales is going yarg yarg. If she's gonna it's Saturday morning, and so I'm like, kid, I know there aren't really Saturday morning cartoons anymore, but we're bringing them back. And so, I turned on some DuckTales for her.
Well, that's funny. Yeah, hey, you guys will have to try out the new one at some point. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
I mean, it'll take us a while to get through the original.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess it's got like a bunch of famous comedic actors. Like I don't know if you saw the Sonic movie or not.
I haven't yet. I want to, but I have not seen it.
But Ben Schwartz, the guy who plays the voice actor, he plays one of the ducks in DuckTales.
Okay.
And,
cool.
So I heard he's a very funny guy.
Yeah.
Or in that show. I
The
don't have any kids though.
I think in the case of the original DuckTales, this was kind of before they went celebrity with voice actors.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Because that didn't that really happened after I think that the turning point on that one was the movie Aladdin.
Oh,
because
okay, yeah.
the genie was Robin Williams, right?
Right, okay,
And Disney really hyped the heck out of that, and it was very successful, obviously, and
Mhm.
and after that, it became much more popular to use celebrities as voice actors than voice actors as voice actors.
Right, Disney loves doing that. Whenever they bring something over from Studio Ghibli anime, they always get these huge, big actors to do the voices for him.
Yeah. The other thing is that even if you look at the movies, it varies, but a lot of the actual cartoon characters are modeled after the voice actor that's voicing them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of unimagined. If you're going to use celebrity voice actors, fine. I don't have a real problem with that. But then to model the characters after them just seems to lack.
Yeah, that's a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, how do we draw this guy? Well, Arnold's voicing him. Okay, we know how to draw him.
They do that for video games sometimes. Like we'll get an actor and then we'll make him look pretty much exactly like him. Like Call of Duty likes to do that with actors. I know they did that with Kevin Spacey and a few others.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, it's more like they're actually playing the part, because I don't know. I understand it. I understand it a little bit, but I don't know. I think that it's okay to have people who, now Eli is saying, "Erg."
Is he waiting in the back room or something?
I don't know if he's waiting in the back room. I see.
Keep having to go to because I'm in like two separate rooms because
I don't see anything here. Is what I'm saying. I just see the private chat. Okay, there he is again.
I was in limbo. I was trapped
Oh.
in the negative zone.
Oh my god!
Along with all those unbaptized babies.
Yeah.
Such a tragedy. It must have been a horrifying place.
Yeah, sorry, my internet connection has turned against me. It's tried to kill me, but I survived somehow.
Your internet is Skynet.
Is that a plot in Decimators at one point?
The internet tries to kill you.
Maybe
that is the plot of. Isn't that the plot of Decimators? Practically.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've come to decide that the internet is probably one of the worst things to happen to mankind, even though it gave me a job and a reason to live. But overall, I think it's destroying humanity, and it's driving us apart and pitting us against each other. So I think there's
dude, you're right. I mean, that's what that's what Death Stranding is all about. Is like I was reading this thing and this article about it, and it was saying how Kojima was saying, there's in life, there's sticks and ropes, and sticks are used to, keep the bad things away, and ropes are used to keep the good things close. And so so it's all about creating these connections. So it's kind of an interesting concept for a video game, I thought.
I didn't know that Death Stranding had an actual story. I thought it was all like cool visuals and Mads Mikkelsen.
Well, he's definitely in there. He's definitely in there.
Mads Mikkelsen alone justifies the game. Yeah.
I love that when he showed up, man. I love when he shows up in anything. He's just awesome.
He's so charismatic.
He really is.
Slightly gay for Mads.
Are you? Do you know who we're talking about, Jeremy?
No, I'm not as big into video games as you guys are.
It's not a video game because with Death Stranding they got like all big actors because it's Guillermo del Toro and Kojima teamed up.
Okay.
And so it's Norman Reedus is in it from Walking Dead, and then this guy I never remember his name, but it's like you see him in everything. He's that kind of guy. But what's his name again, Levi?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Matt, I mean, how do you spell
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably recognize him.
What I'm seeing is it's a game. It's on PS4, I guess. Okay. Yeah, my younger brother, my kid brother, is the big video gamer in the family.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
I taught him how to play video games, and I was that jerk older brother who would I wouldn't let him win. And like I would just thrash him roundly. And it wasn't because I was trying to dunk on him. It was because I was trying to make him get better, and he did get better. And now when I try to beat him, it does not go well for me.
The tables have turned. That's hilarious, dude.
Your turn is now, old man.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna kick your ass. He's like, okay, boomer.
Oh man, he's just left you in the dust.
I know.
Oh man, this is funny.
He's a lot. My kid brother's a lot younger than me. He's over 10 years.
Oh
younger.
really? Oh okay, yeah.
So
That's
I'm almost more like an uncle to him than a brother.
That's funny. Ibai, do you have siblings, or are you the only child?
No, I have cousins, which here in Spain is pretty much the same thing because families stay really close. So yeah, they were like my brothers when I was a kid.
Okay, yeah. Are you so close with them?
No, not really. They all have their families now. They all got married, and the weird one is still single and living with his parents. So yeah, now we're gonna around separate ways.
Being single has its perks,
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I like being an only son. I get all the Transformers toys for me.
Right, that's a good reason enough right there, man.
There's a lot less to worry about when you're single, right?
Right, yeah.
You can probably make enough money to pay for you, right? I mean,
there's no way I can have a relationship right now because I'm crazy busy, and I've tried to date a couple of girls in the time that I've been drawing comics, and it didn't end well. I mean,
really,
I always have to choose between my career and the ladies, and I'm afraid my career comes first. I'm a strong independent man.
Sorry, ladies, step aside.
Canales is married to comic books. I'm a strong independent man, and I choose my career over you.
That's good, man. Yeah. Oh man.
Right until you find the perfect geek girl.
There you go.
I never lose hope.
I feel like for you want a good bass girl who maybe is into kickboxing or something.
Probably not in bad. I like American.
Oh
women.
yeah, that's right. You mentioned that before.
Cool.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe I should move there and become a full American. Yeah, man.
That'd be dope, dude. We would love to have you.
Come on over if we can pull it off. Love to have you here.
Hashtag make Ibai an American.
Darn right.
I'm thinking maybe I can like coach surf with people like I know over there, and I can sleep a couple of nights in someone's coach and then move somewhere else and leave up that guy for a couple of weeks and then never have to pay for anything.
So let me guess, you're gonna be going to sleep on Zach's couch first.
He's living at his friend's place, isn't he? He was.
I think we lost.
I think we lost him. Darn it.
Too much comic stock.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, so you're saying he was not. He was kind of living with he's doing his own couch surfing, maybe. Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Your face, Jeremy.
What?
Oh no! What's happening?
What's going on? Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's funny. You on my end, your face froze, and then I looked back at the screen. You're your eyes are half closed, and you look like it looks so scary. You're frozen. I was like, wait, what is happening? Oh my god! It was like something a scary movie or something. That's I don't know if you probably have seen this countless times before, but I always think it's funny how if you're watching a video, you can just pause it anywhere in the video, and it always looks weird. People's faces always look weird if they're mid talking, and it just pauses.
Oh, yeah, because it's better for people to be animated.
Right. Yeah. But it looks like we lost Canales again.
And when he comes back on, I'm going to recommend a book to him.
Oh, really? What book is that?
It's a book by Frank Fleming called Super Ego. But apparently, my copy of it would fetch $73.77 on Amazon right now. So maybe I'll sell it. But yeah, it's called Super Ego, and it's about an amoral assassin who ends up liking this girl, and like he's not amoral in the sense that he doesn't like he's chosen to be he doesn't have morals, right? Like he understands that they did a genetic experiment. And he was born of that. They were trying to create a super soldier, and it kind of went wrong. And they tried to raise him as a normal person, but the problem was that he literally just doesn't. He can't, like, he's simulating morals to the extent that he tries to get along with people. Like he just can't. It doesn't make sense to him. And just me. Hi, people. Apparently, this is the Jeremy Lott show for a minute here. And so Canales is still with us, it says, but I don't know how to bring him to the fore. So when Mr. Watson gets back, he will do the elementary thing. There we go.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We are playing
fun.
Crap.
It's like it's like being on a live stream and on a roller coaster at the same time.
Wow, you never get that. That's really special.
Like musical chairs.
Yay! We're having so much fun. Now, I believe you had a recommendation for Ibai, Jeremy?
Yeah. There's a novel
Yes.
that you could get called Super Ego by Frank Fleming, and it's about an amoral psychopathic hitman who I guess he falls in love. I don't know. We haven't got to that point, but who is tasked with becoming a hero, and by his crime syndicate for some reason, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read anything prose in a while. I need recommendations.
Yeah, that one would
Is
be
that a
good.
comic?
No,
it's
it's prose. It's
Oh, really?
yeah. Frank Fleming so he's written 3 novels now. He wrote Super Ego first, and then he did a book called Side Quest, which I read to my wife. Then he did a book called Hellbender, which I read to her as well. And then I went back and got Super Ego.
Oh, nice.
And the Side Quest was great. Hellbender was beyond great. And so I decided I'd give Super Ego a second shot because I was in the world's crappiest mood when I read it because I missed like half the humor. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Because it's the internal dialogue or monologue of this guy sort of as he walks through being in this absurd situation. And he's having to pretend to be normal, but he's thinking in his head, like, why can't I kill her? Like, why are the rules against that? You know?
So it's kind of like a dark comedy, maybe.
Oh, totally dark comedy.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you read a lot of
like my
novels,
type
huh?
of book.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. I read a lot of like at night before we go to bed. Most nights I read through some sort of novel with my wife.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll read to her until she falls asleep, and then I'm like, okay,
Nice.
we're good.
That's
Yeah,
relationship goals right there.
It's like you're like, oh, I pull out you were like reading the novel, she falls asleep. Okay, time to pull out the comics.
Yeah.
Man. But it's like, no, that's cool, man. That's good. Yeah, I try to make some time to read prose as well. I'm just not very good at it usually. I'm such a slow reader.
It helps if you have the problem with prose is it just takes really intense concentration, right?
Right, exactly.
And because of all our social media, we're so fragmented that our brain just goes, no, there are other things I can be doing, right?
Right.
And so it's really helpful if you can find a context in which, that's all gone by the wayside. So in bed at night, I know some people will like be checking their devices, but at a certain point you sleep. Your mind is always already conditioned to can put that sort of thing away, and so that's a really good time, at least for me, to read.
My favorite time to read is first thing in the morning, right when I wake up.
Okay.
I don't know why, but mine just feels so fresh and where do you go, man?
Yeah, I mean, if whatever you can make work.
Yeah, I don't know. Reading makes me sleepy.
Yeah, I don't know. So we read through a lot of books like that.
No, that's good, man. That's just really good. That's a good. Honestly, that's a good way to do it. Like to be able to do that together. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it definitely helps. So I don't know how I feel about the fact that she associates my voice with going to sleep.
It's just so soothing.
Well, I can tell you that the opposite would be worse. Like she would associate your voice with being nervous and
or like
alert.
not. Like she's like, whenever you're talking, I can't be comfortable. I'm just always on edge. Yeah, that would be worse. You're right.
Oh man, it's really interesting. When you're a new dad and you see how your child reacts to your the different things you do with your voice.
Really?
Like, sometimes you just barely raise your voice at all, and all of a sudden, you're a predator or something. It's they're very attentive to changes in tone or inflection in ways that often we aren't even. We just he raised his voice a little bit, but it wasn't that much. But they really pay very, very close attention and initially, because I don't want I don't want to stop, being me, and because I don't want her to be all freaked out, I'll often play it I'll be like, I'll raise my voice a little and then I'll raise it a lot, but in a fun way. And so she gets that, okay, it's not always bad,
Okay, yeah.
And she's the cutest baby in the history of babies, in my opinion. Completely unbiased, of course. And we entered her every year that Gerber does this Gerber baby contest thing, right? And so we obviously took a picture of her and entered her in that, and it's like if you win, you get like a $25,000 scholarship.
Oh damn!
Something like that, It's nice, but you don't, you're not rich. It's just it helps the kid to go to school at some point. But anyways, they wanted a picture, which is the most important thing, and also a video of them of a certain length. And in the background of the video, you have her kind of rolling her eyes at me, going, "I am the Gerber baby." It's turned into this thing where if she lifts her arms up like this, I go, "I am the Gerber baby,"
Nice. Oh, that's funny. How old is she now?
She's 8 months.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Wow. So young still. Yeah. That's wild, man.
A lot of fun.
She's still in the I won't let you sleep phase, right?
She slept 14 hours last night. That's
atypical,
but oh my gosh, that was nice.
Amazing. I bet you were grateful.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she woke up a half inch taller or something, but yeah, I mean, like they do. They like, I'm shocked at how fast they can grow.
Damn, that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy, the new father.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting once you come up on the 1 year.
Yeah.
In about 4 months.
Well, what she could say a couple of words, but when she can actually speak, that's going to be the part that will be very interesting.
Yeah.
Because then you actually learn what's been lurking in that head for the last X number of months.
Yeah, that'll be the real fun. The real fun begins then.
Yeah. And I'm really pushing her to try to talk, because that actually, you can get around a lot of the problems of child training if you can reason with them.
Interesting. So you're trying to get that started pretty early.
Start talking. We want to be able to tell you, please don't do that, and here's why.
Hey, well, just giving you a warning. As a former kid myself, just because you say why doesn't mean they're going to do it necessarily.
There is that.
But it is a good start.
Yeah, it would be
That is a
hilarious
good start.
if she would be like, "I disagree, father."
Yeah, well, we can have that conversation, like I don't think you should use that stove because you burn yourself. I disagree. Well, okay, maybe with some close supervision and good hand-eye coordination, we can do a little bit.
Nice. Flex a little bit,
Yeah, I had a friend. Unfortunately, he died a few years ago, but he had a daughter who, like they get in disagreements, and she'd say, "Daddy, I don't want to talk to you right now."
That'd be funny, dude. Oh man. I bet having kids is a trip, really.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think we'll have another one at least, but we'll
Really?
see.
You want a boy now this time?
Yeah, I do. But partly just because the so I want to name a boy Huckleberry. And my wife is just like adamantly opposed to this idea, and I want to see if I can win.
That was pretty awesome. You could say, look, here's your namesake comic.
That's right.
What you're named after. Yeah. Well, hey, cool. That's always that's a good set right there.
It's a good combo.
And are you? Yeah, I think that'd be cool. It depends. It depends on how the age difference is. You were saying you were pretty big age difference with your sibling, right?
Yeah. Well, I have so there's 3 boys and 3 lot boys, right? So it's myself, and then Andrew was 3 years later, and Christopher was almost 11 years later. And they're it's very different in the sense that me and my younger brother we function as actual brothers, but sociologically, but when you get someone who's a lot younger than you, you just have a different attitude toward them.
Right.
And like you're not competing with. I was never competing with my kid brother Christopher, right?
Yeah.
And so you're more of a mentor than a brother, really.
It's interesting you say mentor because in my case I have a sister who's 3 years older than me.
Yeah.
So we're really close in age, and so it wasn't so much as a mentorship, although I did, she obviously looked out for me and stuff. But it was like since we're so close in age, we kind of really bonded as almost as peer level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, as opposed to being. It's interesting when you're like have a younger sibling, you're more like you're kind of want to nurture them more, maybe in kind of a way.
Yeah.
I've never had that, so I don't know. But it's interesting, because I have another friend who's my age. I'm 27, and his parents just had a baby I want to say 4 years ago.
Okay.
So he's way younger than him.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
oh damn, that's a big difference. Yeah. So.
No, I have some cousins who the 2 sons. Well, it's 3 boys total, but one was, I think 18 maybe, and the other one was a few years younger than him, and then a third kid comes along unexpectedly, and it's a very different. It's gonna be very different. Sort of
Oh man. I wonder if it'll be
I was
easier,
lucky enough to be when I was with my cousins. I was lucky enough to be in the same age range as all of them because they were all 3, maybe 2 years older than each other. So we always got along well in the sense that we always beat the shit out of each other, but in a good way. So yeah.
In a good way, yeah.
Actually, I'm convinced. Me and my younger brother, we're pretty tight now, but we weren't growing up. Partly because my mom was so against violence. That I was never able to sort of establish a pecking order of and because of that, we didn't get along at all. And I was just like, I'm gonna go do my thing, you do your thing, peace.
Oh wow.
and we put things into mental category. It was actually a bad thing because we put things into mental categories like I put sports into like he's the dumb jock, so I'm not going to do those things. But sports, it's awesome. Like sports are cool. It's like I was wrong about that. And he put book learning into, well, it's my bookworm nerdy brother, and I don't want to I go there. And like he really hurt himself. And then as I had to play catch up with learning things,
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so it would have been better if I just walloped him a couple of times, and then we could have gotten along better and benefited from each other rather than
True.
competed, tried to find our own completely different niches.
Well, I'm sure that's probably another thing with being brothers, right? Because I don't have a brother, so I didn't feel the need to compete necessarily with my sister, even though we're
Yeah. No, it's different when they're different sexes.
Yeah, I feel like that could be the case.
Oh, am I allowed to say that now?
I think so. Who knows in today's age? Man?
Who's to say?
In this cancel culture of ours.
Good Lord.
I don't even know when that became a term.
I don't know. I want to cancel both the term and the phenomena.
Right, I want to cancel culture.
Yeah. There should be like an anthology called like Cancel Comics.
Oh, that'd be interesting, huh?
You tried canceling us. How'd that go for you?
Oh man, there's a funny part in Fight Club 2, where it says there's just like a splash page of art, and it says like this comic was approved by the Comics Code of Authority, authority or whatever.
Yeah.
And of course, it's just a joke because the comics they don't really do anything anymore.
Yeah. They no longer exist.
Nobody uses them. They don't even exist because everyone stopped using them. Yeah. It's like
Oh, there went a by again.
So it was kind of fun commentary.
Yeah. Oh, so some good and well, it's all good news. Related to a Wikid project of mine. Movie Man has been Movie Man meets Sporkman has been completely drawn. It needs to be colored. It needs to be lettered. And my artist is also my colorist and my letterer, and he's gonna have to do another just a not comic thing for the next month or so, and then he's gonna do those. It should be ready, completely done by the end of April.
Okay, very nice, man. And that's is that Sporkman?
Yep, Movie Man meets
Movie Man.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome, man. So it's like perfect timing because you got Kong versus Godzilla, and now we have Movie Man meets Sporkman. It's all kind of coming together. The stars are aligning.
We'll see. Gur. I don't know.
Are you
I have this weird thing by which I think so, but who knows for how long. Yeah, I do this thing by which I emit unintelligible sounds whenever I lose my internet connection.
It works.
It brought you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do that more often. Like, and my internet works again. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I should try that next time.
Kind of weird meme
They say
magic.
plugging it works, but
Nah, just
okay,
mumble something incoherent.
Bye.
It's like Grant Morris chaos magic.
Yeah, that's totally.
Or Alan Moore beard magic. But Eva, I wanted to actually ask you. I was actually trying to ask you this earlier, but I think it was when you were getting cut off. Are you going to see your Saturday movie today? Oh God, are you kidding me? Well, I just cannot ask this question. I can't ask this question. The faith don't want me to ask it.
I think that must be it. Yeah, there's a conspiracy.
It's the government, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want me to know the information. But,
I'm gonna put a note in here.
A note? A note?
Yeah, well, because we have a back channel chat here.
That the audience cannot see. It's private. Only for us.
There we go.
Never ask.
I said when you come on next, we'll just blurt out the Saturday movie you will see.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And he's gone too. This is just Wow. Okay. So what story could I tell to pass the time? Oh, they're back. Good.
Jesus, this is the worst. I'll tell you why. This is so I'm like my floor's being redone in my house right now,
Yeah.
and so I'm like in a temporary place.
Yeah.
But none of this place is weird, and it's got no 3-prong outlets except for one room. And so in my bedroom where it's quiet,
Yeah.
there are no 3-prong plugs, and that means I can't use my laptop. But you can
Oh,
only
man.
start a StreamYard from your computer or laptop.
Yeah.
So I'm literally having I have my phone and my computer up, and I'm literally having to run back and forth to try and let people back into the show.
Yeah. Okay. By what movie are you gonna see?
No movies today. I think there's only shit in the
Oh.
local mall. So I'll just probably stay home and like eat popcorn while I watch something
Go
on
see The
Netflix.
Invisible Man.
I don't know, man. Is
Not
it
sure?
any good?
I've heard a lot of good. It's supposed to be
Uh,
certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like watching an Invisible Man movie at this point of my life. I mean, having me
You're
watch
not
like
ready
a
for that
bazillion
yet.
movies with Invisible Man. Come on.
How do you
It's
know?
a
There's
Blumhouse.
only one good Invisible.
It's a Blumhouse, though.
There's only one good Invisible Man movie, and that's Predator. And he's not even a man.
Hey, he's a man, all right. He's a man. Oh man. Well, no, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Are you guys excited for Bloodshot at all?
I'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm moderately curious. I don't think I've ever
Well,
seen like a '90s movie, like a '90s comic made movie before.
Interesting. And it's Vin Diesel, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I don't think it'll be good, but who knows? You know, it could be wrong.
I hope it's good because if it's good, then maybe they'll make more of the Valiant universe into movies.
It's true, but like, I mean, yes, it's true. I don't know. I just but who else would you do? Ninjak would be a good one.
Ninjak, yeah, I think so. Ninjak, and also that Roman guy, he'd be a good one.
So Ninjak, Exo Man of War. Yeah, okay. Beyond
Other
that,
than that,
like
though,
a-
yeah. Beyond that, yeah.
Isn't there like a fan film of Ninjak made by the Bat in the Sun guys, something like that?
there is a thing that they finance called Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe or something like that.
Yeah.
And it does exist. I've seen a little snippet of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
It's like a live action short.
It's not exactly a fan film because it was actually sanctioned by Valiant and all that other stuff.
Right.
Oh,
But it's not.
More like a short film than anything.
It's not a professionally done. I mean, let's put it sort of comes off as high end amateur. Let's just say that.
Oh, really?
What I've seen.
Interesting.
well, you know, my favorite Batman film of all time. It's almost like a high end fan film as well, and that's Dead End. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
No, you
Dead
haven't
End?
seen it? It's Batman versus Aliens
see it.
versus Predator. Yeah, Batman Dead End.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Sounds bizarre, yeah.
That's like a nerd holy grail. Like everyone wants to see the movie. Like it was like really big like 15 years ago when the Christopher Nolan Batman movies exploded. Like it became like trendy.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm now seeing what I've missed out on, and yeah, you're right.
Interesting. Now I'll have to pick that one up.
Well, that is my favorite live action Batman ever.
It was
That
made,
guy.
according to Wikipedia, which occasionally gets it right. This film was made for a reported $30,000.
That's a pretty big budget.
I think the story is that like a Hollywood effects guy wanted to showcase his like movie directing abilities, so he gathered a group of friends who were like working in the industry at the time. They gathered a bunch of money and they made the movie just to show off, and it got really big and people really liked it.
I'm gonna have to see it now.
Oh, you definitely do.
Is it online
great.
somewhere?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. I guess it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, everything's on YouTube, right?
pretty much. So
well, I'm okay. So no Saturday movie. That's fine. That's fine. You know, Ebi will take us a break from his.
He's just gonna watch Batman Dead End and contemplate contemplate a Decimators movie. So.
Hey,
man.
I'll have you guys know that I used to direct short films when I was in art school, and it was
Really?
apparently pretty good. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
We'll
but
have
the thing is,
to,
after what we've sorry,
no, go ahead.
I was going to say that after what we've uncovered of Hollywood and the movie industry in general, I wouldn't get anywhere near Hollywood, like ever. No, thank you. I'll
Mm.
stick to comic books.
I'll get an agent and let him deal with Hollywood. So, guys,
There you go.
I have to go. My father-in-law is about to be here, so but it's time anyways. You can find me at at Jeremy Lot Diary on the Twitter, and sometime this year we're gonna have another installment of Movie Men. So that's happening.
Excellent. Cannot
So
wait for more movie, man.
yep. See you guys.
See you, man.
Take care.
And Eva, are
Okay,
you
so
sticking around?
it's yeah, I think I'll stick around for a while longer, but I can't promise anything because you've seen what my connection does.
Very true. And I'm gonna go let the Mythoverse guys or whoever else is coming on next know that we'll be starting the next segment. But in the meantime, so you've been doing a lot of these comic book projects. Is there anything that you want to do on your own? Like, are there any projects that you've been wanting to do of that, like, of your own creation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do actually have a couple of ideas in mind. That as I said, I used to be into movies when I was in art school, so I have a couple of screenplay projects that I think would look really cool in comic book format. The old failed screenplay turned comic book thing. So yeah, I think maybe at some point in the future I would like to try that.
Very nice, man. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I think, like you said, I think a screenplay could be cool. I've always
Yeah,
thought
I
about
bet.
writing one myself.
Yeah, just do. I actually wrote a screenplay and I had it uploaded to like this site called the Blacklist for
Oh yeah,
almost
I've
a
heard of
year, I
that.
think.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and it got quite good reviews considering it
Oh
was
wow.
my first serious movie screenplay. Someone said that it was too much like what was it like Serenity, but I was cool with it. I don't think that's a bad thing.
We'll have to talk. Maybe we can in the future plan something out. Because we want to get into movie making and live action production stuff this year and next
Oh,
year.
nice.
So yeah, definitely if you're interested in maybe doing something like that,
Well,
we
just
can talk
just
about it.
just so you know, I'm a pretty good actor, a pretty good director, a pretty good screenwriter, and
Nice.
I can also play mob hitman pretty good. I always get that part for some reason. I always get the mafia enforcer part for some reason.
It's all the muscle, man. You from all the kicking and
Yeah,
punching and
I
everything.
guess I guess it's inside look like a slightly buffer, like a slightly buff Robert De Niro, something like that. They always give me that.
Oh man. Salem, welcome. I see that we were joined by another Wiki creator. How's it going, Salem?
It is going. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Just chilling out on
Yeah.
this fine Saturday.
Yeah, it's actually beautiful outside, but
Oh, really?
yeah, but I don't really want to go out. There's nothing to do except frolic in the cornfields. So
Yeah, that's why I never
But
go out.
it's okay. We're nerds. We're supposed to stay indoors, like House
Exactly.
Cat.
That's where all our electronics are.
yeah, well, sometimes a good experience outdoors is what you need for inspiration. So
True. That's a good point too. Yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah. Speaking of which, you just got back from a bit of a road trip, right?
yeah, I went up to Michigan to take a test to try to qualify for a job, but the testing didn't go so well, so I'm gonna have to work on preparing myself so when I do take it next time, I can pass. It doesn't close the opportunity for the job. It would have drastically increased my chances.
Okay, interesting. Well, I wish you
And
luck on the next try, man. Definitely.
yeah, it's just I had surgery back in November, and I severely underestimated how much strength I have lost in my arm because of the surgery. So I'm gonna have to work on getting muscle back in my upper body.
That's tough, man. Yeah. Oof. It's a physical therapy kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was a physical test, so I mean,
so that's why it's especially, yeah,
yeah.
I'm just
So
at the moment.
that's why at least I know what's expected of me, so I can work towards making it a reality.
Definitely, I think that's just pretty awesome, man. And it sounds like you had a good time on the road trip while you were there.
Oh yeah, I always love going back to Michigan. I mean, that's really where I feel at home.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've lived there the past 6 years. Then I have family ties there. I have, that's where all my favorite stuff usually comes from regarding sports and culture and food and everything. Yeah, it's you're. Here's the thing: you don't realize something is home until it's taken from you.
Oh yes.
Interesting. Well, damn, dude, that's crazy, man. I hope you get to go back again soon. Then sounds like you really like it up there.
Yeah, or even if I don't go back there, I took a trip out to Colorado. That'd be great to live in, especially the Denver area because it's very arts oriented. But you also got the mountains and plenty of places to go hunting and fishing around there. So
and you got the medical marijuana, which is that there's all.
I'm not a fan of it.
Strictly for
I'm
religion.
kidding.
No,
What's that?
anyone else can smoke it, but I'm not a fan.
Ibai, what's the laws like in Spain regarding marijuana?
It's officially not allowed to smoke marijuana, but no one cares, and everyone does it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
I have friends who dream to like with flying to the Netherlands where it's completely legal, and I'm like, what for? You can smoke a joint in broad daylight here. No one will say anything because it's completely normal.
Oh, that's really funny.
You wouldn't know my friends.
Wow, yeah, it's like when in Japan, it's like they're super strict. It's so it's like it's totally different over there.
Yeah, but in Japan they will beat the shit out of you for breaking the
Yeah.
rules.
Oh, true. Yeah, they're very strict. That's for sure.
It's true, but when you look into a lot of the artists over there, there's actually more than I would think who would talk about how much marijuana helps them. So
Really?
even though it's strictly illegal,
it gets
I
around.
mean, it's like you can make anything that's illegal is going to have a market for it.
That's really funny. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's just how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, if people want it, they'll find a way of getting it.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the fact that tell someone not to do something that's going to immediately spike their curiosity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you just described me to a T.
You can't read that book. Oh, well, I'm going to read. Well, now I want to know what's in the book.
That's exactly why I went and saw that Seth Rogen movie about killing the.
Kim Jong-un. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
yeah.
you don't want me to watch that? Oh, now I have to see it. Or the South Park episode with when they show the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
then you watch it and you're like, they got offended over this.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like compared to other things that South Park had done, that was tame.
Mild, very mild.
It's almost as if they're hysterical idiots. I don't know. Just saying.
Oh man, yeah, I love that. I love South Park, man. They're amazing.
And they're trying to cancel it now, right?
That was their own. They had their own campaign to cancel. They had like a hashtag cancel South Park that would play in between the episodes on Comedy Central. I don't know if it was like
That's
a joke
funny.
or serious, but yeah, it was good. And then they even did one of the episodes ended with a cancel the Simpsons hashtag.
The Simpsons has become the old Yeller of TV shows. It needs to be taken out back and shot.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while, hasn't it?
The Simpsons has become that old episode about the frog that magically gets turned into a half prince in the the Harry Potter parody episode. That's like every second of my life is agony. Please let me die. That's the entire show.
I'm surprised it's still going, honestly. I can't even.
I don't
it's
know.
a
They
how.
must be using it to launder money or something.
What's that?
They must be using it to launder money or something. Much like Marvel or DC. I don't know how they stay afloat. They must be a front or something.
Right, Marvel and DC are actually giant laundering operations for the largest criminal organizations in the world.
Is it a do you guys think it's like just a coincidence that there has been like an opioid epidemic in the US at the same time that Marvel and DC began to slowly circle the drain? I don't know. I don't think it is.
We might be stretching it a little bit.
I can see the dots. I can see the connections. It's clear as day.
Freaking
Next thing you're gonna-
interdimensional demons.
Yeah, I was about to say. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that the chemicals in the water are turning the friggin' frogs gay.
Hey, they're not.
No one has been able to provide evidence to the contrary.
Exactly, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Well,
Did you ask a frog?
Yeah,
There you go.
Said you're. He said, "I prefer not to answer that question." He said. It was awkward. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But what do you guys got going on the rest of the weekend?
Just drawing.
Yeah. Are you
Drawing
still
some
working
more.
on comic projects like for clients and whatnot?
For what? Sorry, you broke up.
For clients for your clients.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm finishing what's it? SOS. Only 12 more pages left, and then I'll be working on Johnny's Law with Alex Garcia from Deltaverse, and then of stuff more. And then in May, if everything goes as planned, I will begin production on Ironsides 3 for your boy.
Damn, you guys got a working title yet?
No, not yet. I mean, I don't know if he's going to call it Ironsides 3 Amigos, something like that, because you never know which.
That'd be pretty funny. It's funny because I know the second one is technically called Psycho. It's called Two Psychopaths.
Yeah, it's two psychos.
I like the Two Psychos. You said Two Psychos. So I like to think of it as in my head. I like for whatever reason I put the emphasis on slightly different. So I read it as Ironsides 2 Psychos.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I thought that was the working title. No, turns out it's Ironside Two Psychos.
Right, exactly. I know. So that's personally just my preference. I just like it. I think that's a kind of a nice ring to it because it's like they're all psychos.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anyone on that book that isn't a psychopath to some degree.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm very excited for the second one to get released, and then of course the back to the third one. I'm a long time.
Yeah, I guess Zach is already shipping it because it's already been finished and printed and all that. So I think so. I don't know.
Well, I'll probably get mine last though because Wikid Publishing is W. So, oops. But yeah. So but no, that'll be good, man.
Yeah, you guys will let me know.
With you. I still want to work with you on a project. It'd probably be still a little while because I actually have a question for you. Have you ever been to Italy by any chance?
I have actually. I went with my parents when I was a kid, and then I went again with my high school class. We were on a road field trip or whatever you say it. Yeah, we went there twice. Yeah.
Oh, perfect, man. Because I have a little one shot I'd like to do with you at some point, maybe later this year or beginning next year.
Yeah, sure.
In Italy. Kind of like my Barrels comic I do with Jeff Lasley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After because it's a four issue miniseries, so it's gonna end on issue 4, and then after that I'd like to pull a little bit of a Godfather move and do a Godfather 2 with for Barrels with you essentially. Go back to
Oh, nice! Like a gangster story in Italy, huh?
Yeah,
I can do that.
Nice, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So probably later this year. We got to get through we have 2 issues done. We got 2 more to do. So it'll be a little bit of time, but I'm sure that'll be good for you because you're so busy right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I need to like notify people when I'm available in like Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
People keep offering me pitches and stuff, and and I always say, yeah, maybe at some point in the future, and I never know. I, I, I think I have to begin which like crazy to do that. I really don't want to do that, but I don't have the time to draw everything. And I'm out again. Oh, no, I'm still here. Okay. No, I thought I had fallen from the stream again. Thank the gods.
You did cut out. You did cut out though for a second. Kind
I
of.
did. Okay. Yeah.
You're choppy.
Well, I think I'm gonna take the chance to just drop off the stream because it's already
No worries, man. No worries,
7:15
man.
here. Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
so
we
yeah,
appreciate you
keep it
joining in with
happening,
us.
I guess.
Yeah, dude.
Always a pleasure.
We'll talk more. Yeah, always a pleasure, man. We'll talk more, and you have a great night, man. Take care.
Absolutely. You too, guys. Bye.
Bye. And now it
See
looks
ya.
like we're joined by Cody. How long you been waiting, Cody?
How you guys doing? You hearing me?
Yeah, good.
This
Good,
working?
good to hear you,
This
man.
working? All right,
How
cool.
long you been waiting there, man?
A little bit, but
Few
no
minutes?
worries. I was letting you guys talk and
Nice.
just listening. I got out of work early, and so I saw this was going. I thought I'd jump on in.
Nice, man. We appreciate you joining in with us today on this second segment of the podcast.
Oh yeah,
So you do work pretty early, don't you?
I do basically all my jobs.
Really?
Today, yeah, I gotta be in at about 6 a.m. or so at the pet resort to make sure all the dogs runs are clean and do all the the animal hospitality stuff and do walks and all that good stuff.
yeah,
so
man.
slow day today though. Ran out of stuff to do about an hour ago or whatever.
Oh,
so
geez.
came on home.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
It's like too bad you can't just play with the dogs and have that count. Like, oh, nothing to do. I guess we'll just go play with some dogs.
Well, I do.
get paid
I
for
do
it.
that for a good
Do you
bit
really?
too. Actually, there's a few things like that. So that ends up padding time.
yeah.
Take 5-10
That's
minutes. We had an adorable little 4-month-old German Shepherd puppy. I couldn't leave alone for too long.
That's funny. We have at my house. We have a new puppy in the house right now, and she's a really big handful. We named her Lucy, after the I Love Lucy show. And,
Right on.
and it's surprisingly accurate because she's got a lot of explaining to do.
I was going to
She
say
keeps in a
she's
lot
got
of
to have a lot of splaining.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That surprisingly has come up a lot of already. But she's a sheepadoodle. So she's a sheepdog poodle mix.
Oh, interesting.
Very
Very cool.
Yeah, very fun breed, but very energetic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Puppies, it takes a while, and
Oh my God,
depending
yeah.
on where you are, it can be a hassle giving them something productive to do instead of destructive.
Oh, it's tough. Oh my God, yeah, it can be really tough. I forgot how it's been a long time since we had a puppy in the house.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing. Body training, the walking,
the biting.
Yeah,
I
biting.
hope you don't like. I hope you don't need any sleep because they'll be getting you up
Right?
at night.
Oh yeah. Yep. 3 a.m. every day.
Yeah, that was a big one for mine back when she ended up with kennel cough a little while ago, and so that's
boy.
an early little cough, and it keeps them up and blah
man.
blah. But that was only about a month or something, and then she was over it, so it wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, I remember when she got better, and yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a while. My pup's about 11 months now, and she's doing
wow.
well.
But you got a little puppy too. I didn't realize your puppy was so young.
Yeah, no, got her at 2 months actually out of the
wow.
shelter. So had her for a
Nice.
long time. And she was only in the shelter for about a week too. She lucked out.
Yeah, we got ours at about I think 3 months, and she's now I want to say 4 months. So we've had her for about 2 months now.
Cool.
Still pretty new. I'm still getting used to it. But yeah, dogs are awesome. I'm definitely a dog person over cat person. I mean, I love cats, but I just love dogs so much more.
I'm just an animal person. I like whatever.
Okay,
Snakes, dogs, horses, cows, whatever. As long as they're friendly, I'm happier to deal with an animal than a person about 98% of the time. Hell, even a bad-tempered animal most of the time.
Well, it's funny because there are actually a lot of animals in Jack Irons. You might not expect that, but there are.
Yeah, not so far. Not so far. There hasn't
You know,
been too many, but
no, I
issue
mean I
3.
disagree.
Yeah.
Because I can.
I mean, there's been a couple. There's been the mechanized rabbit in issue 2. There's the little lizard in issue 2. We had the robo horses in issue 1. We had crows in issue 1. I'm just trying to think. I'm probably forgetting something. No dogs yet. That's for sure. Well, let me check here. Yeah, so Mike did disappear on me. I was right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and hijack the stream a little bit, folks. So if you're
Sorry about
aware,
that, guys.
damn it, I was
I
just
cut out there.
hijacking the stream too. You had to come back. You had to come back.
So, sorry, I don't know if you heard what I was saying. I think I cut out, but I was actually pointing out that there are actually I noticed actually quite a bit of animals in Jack Irons. You know, there's the birds in the scene where his mom is getting her throat
Oh,
cut
and deer
back in the
too. I
hip
forgot
bump
about the
there.
deer. Yeah, there's the
Deer,
birds.
yep,
There's
the
the
deer.
deer.
A bear. There's a bear.
There's the robo horses, which are sentient. So I would consider them
More
count
robots, I
as
suppose.
well.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah,
count them? Okay,
yeah.
that's
I
fair.
mean, they're
Because they're
androids. They're
sentient. Yeah,
sentient androids. So I think the sentience is kind of what counts, and that
what
means you count
counts it? Yeah.
the jackrabbit at the beginning of issue
Oh
2 as
yeah.
well.
Uh
Then there's a little lizard, also in issue 2 that the Bronco jumps over during the cannibal chase, or right before the cannibal chase, actually. But I think that's about it. But there will be more. In fact, I just wrote or started writing an 8-page mini that has to that involves it involves an animal, and I'm kind of curious to get that one done and see. I actually have an artist in mind and such. It'd be great if I could get that many done.
That'd be dope.
It's a heart wrencher, but it's a good one, I think. And so yeah, that's pretty fun. Issue 3. We get to see the horses again, the robo horses.
Nice.
They're reintroduced alongside his bike, but I don't think there's any other animals. There's some evil kind of aliens and politicians and such, and you call them animals, but no, I don't think there's any other four-legged friends in that one in particular. But yeah, there's more than I was thinking. You're definitely right on that.
Yeah, right. Isn't that cool? I think it just shows, you know, Jack's world is very rich and full of life and energy. You know, there's a lot out there.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any animals in my comics now that I think about it.
You don't have
Like
a bootlegger's pup, huh?
No bootleggers pup running around. They're in
Gotta
the
have
woods.
somebody
There's not a
guarding the
single
stills, man. You need a big angry dog guarding your stills.
That's funny. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think, like, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think Barrels has it. I don't think Project R has it. I don't even think Endemic has any animals.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah, really interesting. I'll have to talk to my artist. Put in animals.
Just do it. I want
Do
a pig
it.
right
Put it in the
here.
background. I want a pig right here in the front of the panel.
What's it doing there? It doesn't matter. I just want a
It
pig.
doesn't matter.
Can we also make the pages smell like bacon? I'm just
my.
scratching.
Oh man, that'd be a
Oh.
interesting one. It's called Bacon Man. And it's the first bacon scented comic book.
Print them next to a guy making bacon.
And they come with coupons for 50% off your next order of bacon.
We'll do it.
That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
That would sell some
But
comics.
you know, I actually just finished up a one shot of my own, a little one-off mini. It's about 15 pages. And I worked with the artist I do with Dan Garcia. He does the line art for Endemic. And then
Cool.
I know we talked about this a little while back, Cody, but I finally got Ellie Wright to work on the book.
Oh, good. Finally
got her
nailed
published
her
back.
schedule down, huh?
Yeah.
That was
That's
my
right.
issue with theirs. It just wasn't the timing just was not happening.
Yeah, it's tough. It was we had to work. It didn't, it fell through a couple times, and then finally we were able to make it work. So I tried a couple of times and stuff. So I'm really glad we were able to finally nail down a good time to have it done. And I think I'm really pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah, she does great work. So that I mean, it's worth it. It's just when I was doing it, I just did not have the time, sadly.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I actually had to rush my artist. I was like, he usually would. I had like gave him like 1 week to finish all 15 pages, and he's like, okay, I guess I'll rush, man. I'll do it. And then we got it done in time. Luckily.
That's cool. He was able to do that.
Right?
I can get Maxie maybe a page a day when
Oh,
he's
wow,
really
yeah.
going at it. He did page 5 recently. He's just doing pages. I'm very surprised with that, but he just wants to get ahead of everything in case we fund, which is very cool. But
I'm sure he's confident in the project as well.
that's the big thing, and he wants to help the project, and that's part of it. But yeah, it's just it's a trip. So I'm stoked to be seeing pages, which are getting posted on my Patreon from now on. He really put the foot down on promos. You saw all the pages up on the campaign and such. It's like, oh, do we have to spoil everything? I'm working so hard. Like, well, I don't want to, Maxie, but what am I gonna do? I can't show them nothing. And so we came to a good grind.
nice medium.
So
Yeah.
those first 4 pages I'm gonna show as they get completed. Should have some color on them hopefully this week. On those 4 pages.
Can we talk a little bit about your colors? Because I actually, when me and Matt talked about it after we did your campaign countdown, and we realized we really didn't talk much about your new colorist.
Yeah, we didn't talk too much about Steve. Steve does great work. It took us a while to find somebody who could take up the mantle that Matthias kind of left when he had to switch what he was doing to feed his family. Actually, Matthias has returned to comics too, so I might try and work with him again. He does great.
Maybe he'll come back for issue number 4. Who knows?
Well, yeah, issue number 4, or if I'll probably keep Steve. If Steve wants to stay, because Steve's been very consistent on what he wants to do and been into it the whole time. So.
Oh, okay, that's important too. Yeah.
So, but Matthias, I mean, there's other projects that'll need color, and pinups and such too. He did that wonderful color on that Vincent Rush pinup that's up on the Wikid store right now, folks. If you want it, with Jack standing over the busted robot. But anyway, Steve was a hard find. Honestly, I was trying to rush to get the colors done for issue 2 so we could get out quicker, but Maxie again was not having it. And so we kept looking and looking and looking. I must have auditioned I must have paid for about 8 auditions.
Whoa,
so
really?
A bunch of different versions of page 3. Yeah, we have I think only about 4 of them actually manifested, which kind of pissed me off.
You know what would be cool? If you could get permission from all the artists, it'd be cool if you could, in in the next issue or a future issue, like show a gallery in the back of like, here are some of the other artists who tried out or whatever. I don't know if that'd be appropriate or not, but it would definitely be interesting.
Well, I mean, part of the deal when I'm doing that is that they do get to use them as portfolio pieces. So that's kind of how it would be presented anyway. So, I mean, that's a decent idea. The only thing is there's a reason we chose Steve's work over the others. And so it's an interesting thought piece, but sometimes promoting what wasn't working as well might not be a great idea.
Yeah, that's fair. Too much insider. I like to say insider baseball. It's a little too much.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know. It's very cool. I definitely, if asked, I'd show him. We worked with comics colorist. He's the guy who's coloring Hero, and he's done a couple other projects. He did a page, and then there was another guy from New Zealand who I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but did a really bright, vibrant kind of color thing, and it was pretty cool. But
that's awesome.
It was too much. It was just too much.
It wasn't Jack,
Yeah, and so Steve found the middle. Maxie found Steve and contacted him and got it working. And once the preview page got in, it took me a minute to get used to it. Almost all new colorist stuff, when it comes in, it takes me a minute because it's not almost ever what you expect. Which isn't a bad thing at all. In this case, it was a good thing. It just took me a minute. The first page we got in was that page 3, and it's a lot of purple and a lot of darker shades, and I didn't quite get it until I sat with it for a little bit. And then once I sat with it, I fell in love with what he was doing.
Interesting.
but yeah, it took a bit just because I wasn't so sure. But once I saw the finished issue, and he definitely knew what to do to combine the grime and the grit with the vibrant colors, which is very tough. The other guys were one side of the spectrum or the other. Comics colorist was very gritty and dirty, and then the other guy that we tried from New Zealand was way too vibrant. And so yeah, we found a good medium with Steve, and I can't wait to keep working with him. I believe he's also working on a project called the Slaughter Squad, which is live right now. If you folks want to check that out, the creator seems to be pretty cool, and I love that Steve's getting more work, and he does a great job. It's anthropomorphic action comedy, it kind of looks like. With a kind of an edge towards gore. It's worth your attention, folks, if you're back in books and already back Jack.
Yeah, definitely check Jack out first, of course.
Yeah, and then I think Steve also did the colors for the side story in Monster MD,
that's
Heidi's
cool.
story,
Nice.
and that looked really good too. He did a great job keeping the kind of the color palette from
Can't wait
Monster
to read that.
MD and
I
injecting it.
backed that book. So.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah, so he's getting more work, which is great, and he's consistent and does good work. So I can't wait to show these new pages when he gets them to me. See them colored because of the line art, of course, is killer. But I like seeing the closer to finished product, and then I'll probably get them lettered right away too. And so we'll have about 4 finished pages on the campaign page, hopefully, well before it finishes, and maybe that'll convert a couple. Unsure backers.
Yeah, we got to get you going, man. Keep pushing it. We want to
Yep,
get you over
yep.
that finish line. We want to get Jack 3 and beyond, really.
Oh yeah. The more we fund, the more I can do. I would love to add an issue 4 stretch goal, all of that, but right now, what's on the campaign page is there. If we can fund to that first stretch goal, then I'll pivot. Or second stretch goal, I guess it would be. Then I'd pivot, but we'll see. I'd like to. The goal, honestly, I think by either the end of this week or the end of next week, we need to be at 5K. So
Okay.
I'm working on some angles. We're almost at 3,100, but getting that extra 1,900 to stay on track is gonna be a trip.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk. Maybe we should maybe me, you, and Matt should meet up at some point so we can talk strategies.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of people trying different angles, and main thing I need to do is get on a few more podcasts for sure.
Yeah.
Preferably more that
ads
I've never been on before, more where it's a new audience.
Exactly,
that's my main goal. I'd like to hit Comic Cast again, but I think they're booked till March, so I could possibly in March. But yeah, there's a few others I've tried and see if I can hear back. Crowdfunding Comics says they were interested, which is Billy Tucci and his buddies kind of one, and they just interviewed Larry Hama, and they've done quite a few different pretty well-known folks. So that would be killer. I think that would be a good group to be able to talk to and show the product to. Yeah, I mean, it's a trip. Campaigning's a heck of a thing, but we're doing pretty damn well. Honestly, it took me the full 2 months or whatever last time to hit 2,500, but that was enough to fund. So that kind of allowed me to continue campaigning afterwards for the stretch goals, which were color and all that. This time we got to really climb the hill to hit everything. So
let me ask you. So, what was your goal the first? What was last time around?
2,500, if I remember.
Really,
right.
That's it, man. It's I thought it was more than that because of how much you guys ended up getting. I would have thought
it was 2,500 just to pay for digital line art. That's all I was doing.
So that's funny because you guys ended up getting more. Obviously, you had to pay for the color. That doesn't include the coloring, as you're saying. So,
yeah, it was the coloring and the pinups and such. The pinups.
You guys had all that more backing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the pinups were. I paid about between 250 to 500 a piece, and we did 6 of them. And then we also did the color stretch goals, which was about another 2,500 for each issue. And then then we had the line art too, and the lettering, doing actual lettering. That was also not part of the original campaign. I was just going to do my very basic lettering, but ended up with Vincent Rush, which was just great. He does a good job, and I'm excited. I'm going to try and get him to do a little bit more onomatopoeia this issue because there's a little bit more action.
Nice.
In the last few,
Yeah.
I think issue 2 we just had a blam, and issue 1 there was a little bit more. There was like a zert and a few other. I think there might have been a kablam or
Dessert.
yeah, there was a zert when the things were
love
coming.
that.
Oh, actually, there was a few zerts in issue 2 also for the prayer rug when the kid's been put on it. But yeah, so I guess there's a little bit more in issue 2. But there's more action in this issue, so it needs a little bit more comic styling, big
Right, exactly.
letters for sound effects. That would be very cool.
I felt bad for my letter for barrels because I put in a bazillion sound effects. Like anytime a gun goes off, there's a sound effect, and there's a lot of guns that go off in that first chapter. So I felt bad.
Well, I mean, if it makes the comic better, I don't feel bad.
Right?
You do what you got to do.
I love sound effects, and I get why some people like to use them more sparingly, but personally, for my comics, I like to load them up usually.
Oh yeah.
They can be pretty fun, especially because what I do with my letter is I don't know about how you do it, but I don't necessarily say like, oh, put a zert here. I'll say like, okay, here's a gunshot, and then he'll create the onomatopoeia for me.
Cool. Yeah, no. With me, it's a little bit more hands-on because I do.
Oh, really?
my,
Interesting.
I do my lettering. I letter the book myself.
Oh, and then you
and
have him go over
Vince
it?
cleans it up.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Okay, that's really
because when I get the line art and colors and all that in, I rewrite the script to the pages. So it flows better, it sounds better, and so I might as well do that by lettering, and then he has a template to kind of think over, rework, and follow if need be. Just because he's not a letterer, he's an artist, but he does do letters as well, and so it's kind of a both group learning kind of a thing. And yeah, it gives me an excuse to practice too, and eventually, hopefully, I'll be a good enough letterer I can letter some things myself confidently.
Yeah, I do a little bit of lettering myself. I don't know if confident is the right word for it, but I do it.
Yeah. People can see a bit of mine on the Cactus Coyote manga. That's up. That's my lettering. Not the bubbles. I didn't do the bubbles on that. Dollar Coins insisted he does the bubbles, but by hand. Again, that was all traditional too. That manga. It was all ink. He gave me the original pages for that too. I should probably do something with them.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys haven't wanted to put out a print version at some point, even if just.
He says it's not worthy of print.
Oh, come on, man, that's so not true.
So there's a convincing bit I want to do,
right?
Because it's not bad. It's 40 pages. It's a decent read, and the
story's good enough that it can make up for anything else that might be lacking in the story, in my opinion.
I think so too, and it's a manga. It's not supposed to be the tightest thing ever. But
isn't it part gag manga as well, which even more so?
Yeah, it's definitely a gag manga. It's a lot of goof. He's got like the same reason why Luffy was drawn with noodle arms is because the guy couldn't draw that great. That's why Cactus ends up with them some of the time too. But
it also adds to the aesthetic,
I think so. It gives it that wacky goofiness to it. And I like his backgrounds, and I've liked the settings and the ship designs and everything that he did in that. So I think he's just being hard on himself. So I'm just taking my time. That will probably see print. More likely, I think it'll see print if there's a couple more chapters done, just so that it's a fatter. Fatter, more involved volume, and he's got so much freaking written that might be part of it. But yeah, we'll see. Cactus Coyote's another angle we're going to go after issue 3 funds, but issue 3 has to fund first. We do have 10 pages of it. It has an ash can done. There's a few pages that need to be colored, and all the pages need to be lettered, but it's there. It's what we funded from the last campaign ourselves, and so we have a couple ash cans being put together, and there's a lot of angles to go for a release of that product when we get to that time. Jack 3's campaign, if we're able to fund the tracker ash can, that'll change a lot of things. It can It could be a lot of different things, but
Oh, I want
we'll
it so
see.
bad, dude. I want the tracker. I got the tracker one so bad, you know.
It should be a lot of fun. I'm still stoked. I'm waiting for Vince to get the monster design because I just put a couple ideas into his head, and I'm excited to see what he can do with them because he's got that killer kind of Todd McFarlane-esque kind of ink work, and I want to see this monstrosity in that style. And
Man,
he's
that's
been
so
the
dope.
most excited out of the folks I'm working with to get his mini done. So I'm it's gonna happen. It'll probably happen even without hitting the stretch goal on this one. It just won't be printed with Jack 3 if we don't hit that stretch goal. These
That's
things
fair.
are
That's fair.
pretty much everything in Ironverse is getting done. The question is when
How fast?
and how fast exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
If you guys want to
exactly.
see it done now, then that's what this campaign's all about.
Oh man, if we could fund say right now, we'd be pretty much the issue would start. We'd probably be able to finish the issue by end of March. And if the issue's done, then we could definitely get a little bit closer than that December delivery date. I can tell you that much.
Oh
But
yeah.
December is the delivery date just in case because of printing possibilities.
Right. You never
Sometimes
know.
health issues, especially now, that could come up very easily.
Mhm.
And so you got to prepare. You got to have things ready, and hopefully I didn't. If we fund, I didn't underestimate delivery time, but it shouldn't take 8 months to finish it at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Especially
think
with
so. Yeah.
Maxi already 5 pages in. That's close to what is about a sixth of the way, seventh of the way done. So that's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
great,
we'll
man.
see. We'll see. Everything's a time will tell, and see what funds and what doesn't.
Yeah, man. Well, we definitely wish you much luck going forward with your project, and anything we can do to help, get it out there,
Yeah.
we'll do it for sure.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'll let folks know. Anybody's listening, we are running a referral contest for this campaign. So if you share the link for Jack Irons #3 from Indiegogo while signed in, it'll be recorded. Person with the most visits. I'm not saying the most backers, not the person who gets the most backers here, but the most visits to the page, and not counting myself because. Man, am I kicking everyone's ass if I did! But you'll be getting the Steel for free for funding. So that's the $100 package with the metal print and everything.
Ooh.
If you're the most referral at the end of the campaign. Right now, Matt Trin's winning with 36 referrals.
Speaking of Metrin,
Yeah.
speaking of the devil, and he shall arrive.
Well, I've been
Yes.
here for a while. You just weren't
Sorry
paying
about
attention.
that. Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. That was my bad. I wanted to plug
All right.
the Jack Irons #3 real quick. Just put the link out.
Cool. I
So
appreciate
as you were
that.
saying, yeah, just so people can, if they want to get on that contest, like you were saying, definitely spread that link out there, get it out to people.
But yeah, Matt, you're winning right now.
Hooray.
Real quick question in the chat. This was from a little bit earlier. Neostar Productions asked, any chance Jack Irons could take on a Chaos Demon?
If it's for 40K, that's kind of what he's doing with the four. I mean, the four horsemen are almost analogous to the Chaos Gods. Very close. In concept, extremely close. In execution, not so much. But so yes, quite a bit. Basically, any kind of critter that he would encounter that's off of one of them could be considered a lesser chaos demon. So yeah, depends on what though, because he is just a person. He's immortal, but he's just a person. He's not magic. He doesn't fight them on a psychic plane or anything. It's just a big thing that's supposed to tear you apart. Maybe he has a chance. If it's something that's going to mind rape you, I don't know. It would be a different story. But yes and no, I guess would be the best. Most likely yes, with caveats, I guess.
Now, kind of shifting a little bit, I wanted to ask you, Salem, about your projects. How are they coming along, man?
Well, I'm actually in the talks with the artist I want to work with. We're just trying to plan everything. Like today, I'm trying to figure out like how many panels per page he think would be a good idea, and
Mhm.
we're trying to figure that out. But he's also got a lot of questions about copyright and like signing your name to things and such like that, and it's all new stuff to me as well. So I'm trying to learn and dig up information on that, because before we decide to like officially work together on this, we want to make sure that everything is in place so that we don't have to worry about things on the fly. Like
Mhm.
if something were to come up, we'd be prepared for it and such like that.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm really hoping that me and him are able to work stuff out, because I think that his style would really work with what I'm going for, and we're also very friendly with one another. So I like working with people that I trust and that I'm comfortable with, and I would consider friends, just because I don't like it when everything is just strictly business, because then it seems like it invites more opportunities for bad relations to occur. So
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Well, hopefully soon you'll be able to reveal. I know I'm excited to hear which artist you settle with.
yeah,
And for those who don't know, what's the name of your project again?
The manga project is Mother Grimm.
And it's based on
That's the name of it.
and it's based on a novel of yours, right? Is that right? Or
It's going to be the novel and the manga. They're going to have the same characters and same story, but there are going to be some deviations between the two. So
okay.
just so that you've got something a little different when you open the manga, it's not going to be like the same thing, just in manga form.
Okay.
Like
It's more like an
there'll be,
adaptation.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And plus, there's
Well,
just some
that's
things that work in novels that don't work in manga, and vice versa. And
Mhm.
and that's what I'm really going to take advantage of with the manga. It's like, if there's a design or a concept that wouldn't work in the novel form, I'm going to go the route that it will work for in manga form. So
Okay. Very nice, man. I'm very excited for that, and it'll be cool. Like I said, it'll be cool to hear
yeah,
what the artist you choose.
yeah, I'm excited too. I'm happy that it's taking some strides, and yeah, things are still pretty crazy in my life, but I'm trying my best to make it so that you know um even if they can be crazy, I can still at least function and have some fun and get these projects finally done.
Right. It's nice to be able to do those things, for yourself, and you know, it's definitely rewarding to get your projects out there.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that's great, man. And then what about you, Matt? I know. Have you announced the news yet?
What news would that be?
That the Mythoverse is finally shipping on Monday. Yay!
Well, it's been it. There are times where it feels like it's too premature, you know.
But yeah, we've had a lot of delays and a lot of setbacks, and it looks like we're finally on track to get things shipped out starting next week. So we're very excited.
Oh, I'm super stoked to have those in hand. I've been waiting forever. Reading them in digital's fine, but I really want to put them up on my wall like I do with all my crowdfunding comics. Just gorgeous books, and really, honestly, I want to dive back into them by hand. So it's a way different experience.
Oh yeah. I can definitely attest to that. I've had the chance to see the proof copies, and man, they look gorgeous in print. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like all three of them look really good. The colors from Changeling just pop, and the art in Mythics is just so crisp and clean. And then you've got Adobe with its black and white, and it just comes to life. It's like they all look amazing.
I was a fan of what you guys did for the dressing too over at Mythoverse. Looks really cool. I love your back cover. The sigil. I'm always a big fan of your guys' World Tree sigil, and
Nice.
yeah, it's just they're good looking books. I'm stoked to have them in hand.
Yeah, man.
And I always find it amazing that Lenore did that tree freehand.
Oh, that is crazy.
Right, you would think that it would be like some sort of computer like assisted design, but no.
Nope, she's just that talented. which I can't believe she's unable to find work as an artist.
Really? Is she doing comic work or?
Well, I'm talking about more along the lines of working at Disney or somewhere like that, because. But then again, I remember that Disney's phasing out all of their traditional animation for 3D.
Yep. Sad but true. Very sad but very true. Yeah, it's crazy how much that has changed over the years, isn't it? You guys remember? You guys have ever seen that thing about the old technology they used to use back in the original Disney movies? I think it was called rotoscoping or something, maybe.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty dope stuff. I went and saw them. There's a Disney museum here in San Francisco, near where I live, and I went to and got to see the machine that they used it, and it's this enormous thing. It's so crazy looking. It was
Very
wild, man.
cool.
Have you heard of it, Cody?
I'm more of a fan of Ralph Baskey's use of rotoscoping. I think they
interesting.
did it the best with Fire and Ice and a few others that are just
wow.
killer. I mean, Fire and
Nice.
Ice, you have Frank Frazetta and rotoscoping. It's very hard to get better than that.
Beat that,
But nonetheless, I miss that style. I mean, it's got a quirkiness to it, but that's why you would do it nowadays. And I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been, looked at again. I think everybody's too into motion capture, which provides a similar idea. But I really, and people don't like doing anything hand-drawn anymore. But
no, they don't.
nonetheless,
animated.
I would love a rotoscope Jack Irons anything. Just because
that'd be dope, wouldn't it?
the world that you do it, and like even the opening
man.
pages of issue number 3, Maxie's using a lot of really dark ink work, which again, if you've seen Fire and Ice, when you rotoscope, you use a lot of those to kind of maybe fudge numbers. So you want a huge horde of what looks like orcs or whatever, so you'd fudge that. That's another one. The old The Hobbit movie and the old Lord of the Rings movies were also Ralph Baskey, and those were rotoscoped, and those are killer. So, I mean, I miss that. And I really hope someday somebody gets enough money to revisit it and tries to do a short or something with that style. It's just everybody goes to computers nowadays, so I'm very unsure it'll happen.
Yeah, it's a shame. I hope there's at some point there's a shift back to 2D animation. Because I feel like it's still alive and well in Japan with anime. But you still see a lot of 2D animation. I mean, not 2D. 2D, but also hand drawn. And so it's a shame. It's too much Pixar stuff these days. You know.
Yeah, and it's the safer bet. The movies don't want to take much of a risk these days. I mean, I can see why they're not making the money's kind of different, and everybody's scared of everybody. Blah blah blah. But some point we'll get back to artistry. I'm sure.
You know that's true, but at the same time, the films that have been making money recently have been the films that take chances. People have been kind of given a backlash.
If it's an established franchise right away, I don't really call it a chance.
But I'm talking like things. I'm talking like things like Joker and
established franchise. Sonic, established franchise.
Yeah, but
the closest would be even then I would say Scorsese and his mob movies are an established franchise.
The one I immediately point to is the one that won the Academy Award this year, which is Parasite.
Yeah, I didn't see that. And that sounds original.
Dude. So good.
I have no idea though.
Insane, dude. I definitely recommend Parasite to anybody. It's a dark comedy. It is funny as hell. It is awesome, and then it's just great movie all around. But yeah, I don't know. That's really interesting.
I guess my definition of risks is different. Just I would have liked to have seen the same thing, without plastering the Joker on it. Then I would consider that less of a risk because it didn't have to feel like a DC movie. That movie didn't have to have those angles. It just helped. because it was just a guy going down into madness. It wasn't, versus Batman. It wasn't, he wasn't out robbing places with a bunch of clown guys. It was a psychological exploration piece more than a superhero movie, but they still had to have that superhero angle to feel safe doing it. That's kind of where I'm like, it's not too risky, but it was in terms of how they're going about it, and it's definitely risky to redo Sonic, but it would have been more risky not to. So that's kind of where I'm at.
One thing I will say about the Joker, though, in terms of risk, is it is an R-rated comic book movie. And those can be risky sometimes.
It's definitely, but again, it's still a comic book movie. It's more risky to just put out an R movie. Just because Deadpool already made Deadpool, Logan, they already kind of set and established, they should have done Suicide Squad R. It would have helped a little bit, but and Birds of Prey, then they're like, oh, well, let's just do R movies, and that didn't help it or hurt it because they couldn't get it right. So I see that was taking a risk. Birds of Prey took a risk by not caring about what it was doing. But
I was about to say, I don't know. To me, Birds of Prey seemed like it was playing it safe because it was all just. It was. Yeah.
Harley Quinn again.
Whereas Joker, even though that he's a popular character, a lot of people were not happy.
In comics.
Yeah, but a lot of people did not want to see him like that, especially parents who wanted to take their kid out to the movie.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't market it for that. That's why I say they just attached the Joker bit to it to play it safe. It wasn't so much that it needed it. And that's why it would cause that confusion, sure, but they really made sure that you knew it was an R-rated film. They didn't pussyfoot around that at all. It didn't look fun. The movie did not look fun at all.
Well, it's Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix never looks fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they got him to play Johnny Cash. I mean, you don't look like.
Well, he played the Eskimo. I mean, the Inuit in Brother Bear.
There you go,
Brother Bear.
That was a little bit of fun.
Bear.
I'll give him that.
Hey, you didn't know that he played that he was the voice of the main guy in Brother Bear?
That's bizarre.
I did not. I personally did not, but I could see that because it mainly follows the. I'm assuming it's the older brother, the one who gets the eagle talisman or whatever, the leader.
No, the main dude.
No, he was the bear then.
Yes, he was the bear.
Okay, got it. That's why I was kind of confused. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely one of his more fun roles. I'll give him that.
Dude, I love this. There's this fun video clip you can go watch on YouTube. But he's on, I think, like Jimmy Kimmel or one of the late night shows.
Oh, he's on with David Letterman. I watched that.
David Letterman,
live.
Yeah.
He
just shows up, right? Doesn't say anything. And
well, he's
like
all fucked up on what I'm thinking is acid, just because of how he's acting. It's real floaty. He's like, "Why are you challenging me over and over again?" Because Letterman, he's trying to get something out of you. You're supposed to be promoting something, and then he starts talking about his future rap career.
the part I think is the funniest part is at one point he's silent for about 4 or 5 minutes, and at the end of it he goes, "Okay, sorry guys, I guess my guest Joaquin Phoenix couldn't be here tonight. Sorry about that."
Yeah.
And it's just like, what a bizarre guy. He does he says all these strange things and does all these things. He's a very bizarre guy.
Yeah. I'm not sure he's a method actor, but that sometimes takes its toll.
No, he's a meth actor.
There you go. Well, no, actually, the last guy to play the Joker was the meth actor when he used condoms to his coworkers. And shit.
Oh, you're talking about Jared Leto. I thought you were talking about Heath Ledger.
Oh no, he was a method actor, and that one took him. It almost took Jack Nicholson too.
Damn, man. That's crazy,
the Joker's a hell of a role if you dive into it. It's the laughing cruelty of reality made manifest. It's not a very friendly entity, but
no.
But
you don't open yourself up to that really too much.
Yeah. It's a tough one. That's why Jack has like this disconnect with it, and like Caesar, what was it, Caesar Milan, I can't remember. The guy who played him in the '60s, he made him fun. He had fun with the character instead of making him psychotic. But since that role, it's always kind of had to be psychotic, really psychotic. And
No one will buy it
Nicholson
anymore
tried
unless
to
you're
have more
psychotic.
fun with it and took it seriously. Heath went way serious about it
Oh,
and
yeah.
started doing a lot of drugs because of it, and then
Yeah.
killed himself. And then, well, not intentionally, but yeah,
Not
overdose.
intentionally, of course.
Yeah,
Overdose.
and then yeah, Joaquin. I'm surprised he's doing so well. I'm glad he's doing so well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a miracle. It's a miracle that he gained all his weight back because he lost all that
Yeah.
weight for the role.
God,
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
he's
such
too
a stick
skinny.
in that, and they made it sure to show it off too. Poor guy. Oh, rough.
That's like
Well, he
Christian
probably
Bale
told
and
him, "Look, if you're going to make me lose, if I'm going to lose weight for this role, you best make sure that you show the work that I put into it."
Yeah, I would think so. It's the same with Captain America and Thor. They got to have that shirtless scene just because. I mean, they're sacrificing most of their life to just look like that, and then the rest is performing with it. Show it off.
they earned it. Yeah, yeah. It's, Christian Bale did that in a movie called The Machinist. I think he just ate like an apple a day or something like that and coffee.
Oof.
And he was extremely.
He's done that before too in The Fighter. He got all fucked up. He's supposed to play a meth head in it, and he made himself look like a meth head.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Baggy eyes,
That's
everything, lost a ton of weight, and he just gets worse and worse throughout the movie. And he did a good job. Them and the makeup artist did a great job making him look worse and worse.
And then he can go flip it around and become Batman and be huge again. He's quite the actor, that's for sure, man. He puts his all into it.
Yeah, first thing I saw him in, he was like 12, and he did a version of Treasure Island with Charlton Heston.
Oh wow,
and
really?
he plays Hawkins, the kiddo. And,
that's funny, dude.
And Charlton Heston's Long John Silver. It's a pretty good rendition, honestly. If you like the old school actors and that older style, it's probably my second favorite rendition next to the Muppets Treasure Island. Muppets Treasure Island, shit, you can't beat that.
Oh man, that's a classic, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, have you guys? There's actually a new Christian Bale movie, the Ford versus Ferrari. You guys see that one?
I saw that.
Yep.
I did see that.
Dope, right?
It was really good. They did a damn good job with basically all of it, and Christian Bale did a good job playing the British driver, and Matt Damon did a good job playing Shelby.
Heck yeah.
Pretty cars, good noises. I like those kind of movies. I like race movies quite a bit.
Yeah, it was nice seeing the old school race movie too.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Yeah. It won a lot of awards this year too, as well.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. But looks like we're getting close to the end of our time here on this podcast. I don't think we have another third segment coming up probably. But what do you guys got going on for the rest of the weekend? Any
Personally,
plans?
I'm just gonna be promoting the hell out of Jack 3. I might stream again later tonight, and just looking out for opportunities to get this thing funded. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Nice. Actually, real quick, but I wanted to point out. Actually, I wanted to mention this before I forget. Today is the deadline for the Wikid Magazine for the second issue. So
Yes.
if you have if you're out there listening and you have something you want to submit for it, if it's just a piece of artwork or a short story, an article, review, comic, short comic, whatever it is, if you're interested and you can get into us by tonight at midnight, then we can work with you to get that in the next issue.
Did you guys want fan art again?
Sure. Yeah, we love fan art.
Okay, I'll get you those too. I got you my article yesterday, but I'll get you another couple pieces to choose from.
Yeah, I'm excited about your article. I haven't dived into it yet, but I'll be taking a look at it.
It's a fun piece, and then next time I'll do a new one, and then after that I've got one more I want to rework that I've already done. Should be fun. I appreciate this one. Was if people remember way back when I worked for a blog for a couple months, and this did get up on that. It's about Superman and his most underrated superpower. So look forward to that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, I think.
And I like how it's like classic comics, It's a good topic to have in the magazine, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm going to be working today myself. I'll be lettering the second issue of Endemic. So that'll be up in the magazine. I'm super stoked about Endemic #2 because with Endemic #1, I kind of threw a bait and switch where the characters who were the main focus of the whole issue die at the end, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, they're not the main characters. And then we actually introduced the second main characters at the end of the last issue, and then really dive into it in this second issue. So it's a good, people will be finally able to see, what the story really is about, who the characters are, that kind of stuff. A lot of dialogue heavy in this one, with a little bit of action, I suppose. But I love Endemic. I love working with Dan. He's one of my favorite artists I've worked with, just because his line art is so crisp and clean. It's just a real fun to work with him. And I love zombies, so I'm always, this is my true homage to the zombie genre. But yeah, so I got that coming up in Wikid Magazine. So if you guys have, like I said, if you have comics that you want to throw in with that one, we got plenty of room for them. So we did, I think, 100 pages last time, 98 pages maybe. Plenty of room, and we already got some great submissions. We're having a Sportman one-shot comic is going to be in there, a special one that you guys probably haven't read yet. So there's a lot of cool stuff to come to look forward to. And yeah, and so with that, I guess that about wraps it up. Why don't you guys say where we can follow you guys online? Give us the plugs. We'll start with
I'm sorry, what?
No, we'll go ahead and start with you, Sam.
Okay, you can follow me on Twitter at Salem_LeBlanc.
Excellent. And what about you, Cody? Give us them dates. Cody. Matt.
Okay, first.
I thought for a second I had lost my hearing. I was like, okay, what happened?
Well, first of all, for the rest of the day, I'll be working on the mythic short story for the Wikid Magazine.
Nice. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And you can find me at @MattTrain on Twitter. And you can follow the Mythoverse at Mythoverse. So, yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited. So I'm so sorry. I'm so excited for your short story because I saw that you sent me a little teaser image about what it's about, and looks like it'll be a fun story.
Oh yeah, and Killbox really improved.
Oh, he nailed it, man. He really killed that art on it. It was excellent. I mean, no pun intended. But he definitely really did well on that piece. So I'm excited for people to see that. And I love the first short story you did. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's good.
To see this next one. So I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't picked it up, the first issue's out in the store now, so go check it out. And a lot of great contributions in there, including one from Matt.
Yep.
And then Salem, what about you? What you got going on today, man? And where can people follow you?
I'm going forward. I'm going to be having to work out more just so I can get that test next time.
Nice,
but I mean, I've been doing just a lot of reading and writing as of late. Just been trying to I haven't had the time, but I've been forcing myself to make the time to get stuff done that I want to get done. So hopefully I can keep that up. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Momentum back going. That's really great, man.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be on the lookout for some more stuff coming from Mother Grim in the near future. Can't wait to hear the artist.
Hoping to deliver. Yep.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, I know you will, man. Well, thank you again, guys. I appreciate everyone joining us on today's podcast. I know you guys got a lot of stuff going on, and so I appreciate you taking time to join with us. And if you haven't, please go back Jack Irons #3. It's an awesome comic, and it really needs your help to succeed, and so they can keep going and making these amazing sci-fi weird westerns. So let's get it done, guys. And for all of you in the chat, thanks again for joining us. If you're watching on the replay, we appreciate it. And give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys next time on the Wikid Podcast. Everyone have a great night. Take care, guys.
Yeah, have a good night.